Welcome to another edition of Because They Matter. Forever on a mission, committing to encouraging, educating, and empowering parents, raising their children in an impactful and loving way. Because they matter. Now let's welcome our co-hosts, former single-parent mom and founder of Single Parent Advocate in Dallas, Texas, Stacie Martin. Also along, founder of Single But Not Alone and the reigning Miss Capital City, Illinois, Rhiannon Graham. And I'm Scott Murray, speaker, author, journalist, and CEO of the Scott Murray Scholarship Foundation and Lifting Spirits, Building Dreams. We welcome you all to Because They Matter.
Hello again, everybody. Great to have you along as we present yet another edition of Because They Matter. We're talking about those people that really want to make a difference in their life, day in and day out. So delighted to have you on board. This holiday season, we're talking a little about Thanksgiving and, of course, the Christmas, Hanukkah season, and all that we do from gifts to whatever it might be, but just making a difference in the lives of those that need it most. And certainly those are family and friends, and in that matter, just people you never met, the food bank and what have you, helping those that just need a helping hand and why they're out there and the difference that they do make year after year. Alongside, we have Stacie and Rhiannon. And hello, girls. Hello, ladies. How are you? How are you? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Scott.
Happy holidays. Excited to be here.
Well, that's great. Well, who would like to start it off? I tell you what, I thought we'd go back in time and just have a little fun about Thanksgiving. And, try not to be a turkey this segment, okay, girls? And, just talk about what it was that Thanksgiving is with family or friends or just growing up, knowing that Christmas was just around the corner and you're going to be able to see the trees and Santa Claus and all that good stuff as a child. But Thanksgiving, I did a little research and I found out that it started back in 1621. And it was 50 pilgrims got together with 90 Indians, American Indians. So you got like 140, 150 people, and they all gathered together, and they called it a harvest festival. And that was it. That was in 1621. So that's over 400 years ago. Here we are, 1621, and now here we are in 2024. But they had the tradition of not turkey at that time, but they had ducks and geese. Ooh, not something I think I'd want to be a part of, but whatever. And then pumpkin pie, that tradition came up around in the 80s, in the 1800s, I mean. And then, and of course, the football tradition. Stacie, you and I know of the Dallas Cowboys. They've been playing on Thanksgiving Day. Gosh, it's almost 60 years ago. They started in 1966, playing on Thanksgiving Day. And so that's almost become a tradition for people that are in the great state of Texas, looking at your Dallas Cowboys. And but believe it or not, the first game in the NFL started in the 1920s when the league was founded back in 1920. And the first game, believe it or not, when you talk about football and that type of, was a college game. It was between Yale and Princeton. And that took place in 1876. So incredible. So just all those traditions and all those things that have happened that we now benefit from here in the year 2024. So Rhiannon, you want to start? And what means the most to you when you say Thanksgiving? How you remember sharing with family and what was important to you and what Thanksgiving might mean to you?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I actually, every year, my mom and I and our family that we celebrate, we do kind of an exercise on Thanksgiving, not physical exercise. But we all go around the table and we say what we're thankful for this past year. And I thought it might be kind of fun to do that today with our put you guys on the spot. So this year I'm really thankful for my education. I've been able to go back to school and start my master's degree of social work. I've mentioned on it here before, but my dream is to open a nonprofit here in the Midwest for single families and turn Single But Not Alone into that nonprofit space instead of just a passion project. But also I am very thankful for my mom who works hard for me to have these opportunities. And also my golden retriever Biscuit who keeps me on my toes every single day. So that's what I am thankful for this year, if you guys want to do that also.
I think that's great. Well, I tell you what, Stace, go for it. What comes to mind? Those are some great answers she had.
I have so much to be grateful for, you guys. Oh my Lord. This year, I think the family is something that just rises to the very top. I've shared with you guys privately, and I'll share with our community here. My sister-in-law just moved here from Mexico, and so our family has grown in the last few months, and so I'm really grateful that she's here, getting used to living together and making a new future together. As my nephew and I have, her son and I have been roommates for a while, and so our whole family is just very excited. We're making a big step forward. So besides the family things that I'm very grateful for, I would say I'm very grateful for all my friends and community. I am very surrounded by loving people that keep me going when maybe I run out of gas or don't see my straight way forward. And that includes both of you. So, and then the third thing I'm always grateful for is my faith, my circle of friends and fellows and my church are a big part of my life. And I get to enjoy some spiritual growth and solidarity there. So faith, family, and friends, man, that's where I gotta hang my hat there. And so that's it.
Good, great answers, Stace. And I'd probably play off what you said, gratitude. That's what I'm thankful for. Just the fact that I have a chance to thank people for all the opportunities that they afford me, be it family, be it friends, be it opportunities that you get with people that you really don't know, but you can be a difference maker. And as I've said before on this program and others, live your life as a go-getter, but share your life as a go-giver. So if you can make a difference in somebody's life and it helps them and puts a smile on their face, to me, that's as good as it gets. And I have just a wonderful family that I had, my mom and dad. My mom passed away a couple of years ago, so I've lost both my parents, but I looked upon them, and to this day still think upon them as my ultimate role models. So I'm so grateful that I had just two of the most incredible parents in the world. And I know we talk a lot about just scenarios where a single parent family or a mom and dad have divorced or whatever. And I've been very fortunate. Haven't had anything like that in my family. And so I have just two incredible younger sisters. Lost one to breast cancer at the age of 38, which was really a tough one. But she had named her son just before she passed. Named her son after me, and just she was just very special. And then I have two incredible children of my own that I'm so proud of, a son and a daughter. And I work with my son now. We have a television production company that we have together. So that's great. And we, as you well know, Stace went to Normandy on the 70th anniversary of D-Day with 24 World War II vets, all in their 90s, and got to see some people that are really thankful and really grateful for what they have. You learn so much from these people, these incredible veterans that kept us all out of harm's way in World War II. And some of them came home and some of them unfortunately did not. But they were so great. We went to Normandy and told their story. And both my son and I won an Emmy for the documentary we put together. It was a highlight of my professional career. So I'm grateful for things like that to be able to do with somebody like my son or my daughter, as hard as she continues to work with her joy as an executive vice president of a major corporation here in the US of A. So that's what I'm thankful for. It just that you just really have an opportunity to make things different and change the lives of those that need it most. And if you can do that and put a smile on somebody's face, it simply doesn't get any better than that. As far as tradition, Thanksgiving, turkey and all that good stuff. And we did much like Rhiannon said, we go around and at the table and say what we were thankful for and what we hope to be a part of and change to make things better for the following year. But when I was a kid growing up, the Dallas Cowboys became a part of my tradition. And then as it would turn out, I became a sports anchor in Dallas. And so went to the Cowboys games every Thanksgiving. And that was a tradition. I was there covering the game. And then and now I do the turkey trot for the YMCA and do that in Fort Worth every year. I've done that for, oh my gosh, I don't know how many years, but just enjoy emceeing the turkey trot. So it's all, but everybody comes together as family. Everybody comes together as friends, and everybody comes together with a vision, with a goal of making a difference in the lives of those that need a helping hand, be it with a meal at turkey time or whatever it might be. So way too much information, but that's what Thanksgiving is to me.
Well, I get to work with some incredible volunteers. You know, you talk about the power that comes from getting together and giving back at Thanksgiving. You know, we all at the Thanksgiving season really get together and give back whatever we can in my world, you know, and it sounds like y'all's too. And volunteerism, when we serve our communities, I've been challenging myself as a leader or as somebody who kind of coordinates events for volunteers and families to come together. And what you get when you give as a volunteer, as far as self-esteem goes, what you talk about, Scott, purpose, Rhiannon, you know, I know you're getting your degree in this right now and probably could lean in with some things that you're studying, but volunteering and contributing to a cause is just for me, I always try to make sure when we get together that our volunteer experience is as best and as rewarding as it can be when we're working hard. And it's just as important that, you know, when we're doing that, that we give to the families that we're there to support or the pets or, you know,
Right.
whatever brightens your sparky spot in your heart, right? You know, a lot of people will give to pets or animals or food banks or families, you know, all different kinds of causes that this time of year we all turn to. And volunteerism in and of itself is a gift and has its own reward, especially at Thanksgiving. And I, you know,
Right.
maybe I didn't
Yeah.
say it fully and I'm rambling about it now because I want to say
Yeah.
I'm thankful for all our volunteers for sure. You know, I don't
Well,
know,
how
Rhiannon,
about,
what about you?
yeah, how about it, Rhiannon? You know, you talked off air. You were talking about the fact that you're in grad school now, and tell us about your future plans and the difference you're going to make in the lives of so many people, whether it's Thanksgiving or during the course of the year.
Well, thank you guys for setting me up for talking about this, but I think it really does connect well to our holiday season. I'm getting my master's right now in social work, so I am constantly surrounded by children and families, and like Stacy mentioned, volunteers. And I love that you said that because a lot of times I think volunteering is a thankless job, and that's how it should be, but it is great to give that recognition to those that give their time and pour their heart into those that are around them. Another thing I wanted to mention to this episode is a couple of days ago, I actually saw a TikTok that was kind of talking about mindset. And instead of saying, like, oh, I have to go to my job in the morning or I have to put gas in this car, it's better to say, oh, I get to go to my job. There's so many people out there that are unemployed right now that would just be so ecstatic to have the opportunity to have a job or to have money to put gas in their car. So that's really a big thing I think is gratefulness this season too, to have opportunities to be free and live in a country that has opportunities,
Mhm.
such as the United States.
Tell you what, Stace, you were talking about before. You were talking about you know, kids get Christmas gifts and what have you, and or even at Thanksgiving. But what's a way to impact people beyond the toy, beyond the gift, being a difference maker? And you said different things happen at different ages that you've seen over the years when you're getting things for your single parent advocate organization. You're you know, if it's somebody that's 4 years old, you're focused here. If it's 8 years old, they're really focused on this. And it's more than just the gift, the message that you share. Can you share with Rhiannon and I, and then we can comment on what you've shared and for our listeners and viewers and what have you.
Well, I think at Thanksgiving, you know, we all, you know, have our meals and our traditions that we celebrate, and we certainly all give back where we can. And then right after the Thanksgiving game, what happens? We go Black Friday shopping or Cyber Monday shopping. And, you know, we're trying to figure out what can we get the person that's in our lives that is the hardest to buy for. And then a lot of times we'll get donors that will say, you know, what do you recommend for certain age groups and things like that. And so I did a little bit of searching on that. And I know,
Uh-oh, Rhiannon, we're in for it now.
here we go, getting a piece of
I love
paper
it. She's prepared. She's got a gift guide for us.
Oh gosh, she's
Yes.
got the notes.
So, what was interesting to me is when you're buying for a 0 to 2 year old, which Scott, I know that you have a grandson, right? What kinds of gifts can you give, a baby?
Like,
And
no,
all of those
Scott,
gifts are like blankets and dolls and, storybooks, things that help them learn and get their skill sets, motor skills going. You don't want to get something too small for them because they could eat it and that could be that could
Right.
backfire on us. So I don't know. What are you looking at getting little Leo this
Well, you know
year?
what? I was just down, as you know, I was with those students that we put together for our STEM liner program that we did with the Tribute to Valor and the Medal of Honor. And so we were in Phoenix, we were in LA, had some folks from Colorado and Utah all coming down, and the U.S. Air Force gave us these C-135. So they got involved with what we were doing, and we all flew to Houston to the Johnson Space Center, met some astronauts and what have you. And in the gift shop, I saw all these incredible gifts and what have you. And I thought, oh my gosh, where is it? And I found the cutest little red shirt like this. It was with a hood on it, a little sweatshirt, little hood, and it had right here the NASA logo. And so I bought one. It's just the most adorable thing. It's all about that big. And it was for 1 year to toddler, 1 to 2, and he's 15 months. So I got this in. Oh, I can hardly wait till he gets this NASA. He'll be our next astronaut. He'll be the first man to go to Mars, right? I
I
don't know.
love it.
Whatever. It's so cute. So that's but among some other things. And the other thing that we're doing is we set up a scholarship when he was born, and so special days we're just putting money into the scholarship so that when he's old enough, some money is there for college. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's his education, which is most important. And I think sometimes we've lost sight of what the right and proper and good education or great education really should be for our young people. So I want to make sure that he has the wherewithal to work on that. So that's what that is. So that's what we're doing. So
Well, you bring up a really good point. I'm on the other end of the spectrum in that my son is in his 20s.
okay,
So he's a young adult and he lives in another state. And so what do I get him? It's one of those kinds of things that I really pondered. And so on the other end of the scale, looking at our young adults and our teenagers, what is meaningful to them. And I know Rhiannon will be able to lean into this personally, but talking about, comforting gifts, things that make you feel special, as a young adult, possibly giving him, some gift cards to go and do things that maybe he couldn't do without my assistance. Um, he's an actor and he dances and sings and he was calling me spoiler alert, hopefully he won't listen to this show. He wants some new tap shoes. So, like if we take time to know what our teens are into and certainly as donors and gift givers, what would be very helpful for people to know is a lot of teenagers are overlooked during the holiday season as we are all shopping. We think about our littles and our teenagers know when they're left out, they have that presence of mind. And certainly our young adults do too. So even something simple like a journal or a pillow or, a movie pass, just, and also I think the power of a very special Christmas card that you've handwritten and wrote a special validation note in there for them about what makes you proud of them and what makes you light up when you see them,
right,
at
right.
Christmas.
Going off of that as someone who's in their 20s right now, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head right there for teenagers and young 20s. I think the gift giving is about what's useful in their life. So I remember a couple years ago when I was away at college at Illinois State University, roll birds. my family was all asking me, like, my grandma, "What do you want for Christmas?" "What do you want?" And I'm like, "You know what I could really use right now is gift cards." So I'm able, like, if I have student government till 10 o'clock at night one night, I can just go pick up food. I don't have to come and make food. Or if I really need something of this product, I have a gift card to go get it. And that's just really useful for young adults to have gifts that they can really get use out of.
No, no question. Well, I tell you what, Stace, take us forward to, as the kids get a little older, some of the other things that
Yeah,
Rhiannon and Ryan
absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to read through some. Y'all jump in. So we talked about 0 to 2 years old. We talked about our teenagers. So toddlers and teens, those are off the table for this part. If we have 3 to 5 year olds, one of the things that was in this study that I was reading talked about creativity toys. And so, like if somebody has a 3 to 5 year old, they're developing their interests. And so helping them explore sports or science, helping them prepare, for relationships and how to relate to things. So that's where dolls, I talked about one of our episodes about, my doll. So that was a really impactful. Stuffed animals. I had at least 50 stuffed animals. In fact, if you come into my bedroom, you will still see I have 50 pillows on my bed. So I counted from my 3 to 5 year olds, stuffed animals are very, very, very meaningful as well. And then moving on up to 5 to 7 year olds, we talk about problem solving and getting problem solving going. And so that's where Legos come in, some kinds of games, board games, and puzzles. Uh, Actually, from 5 to 7, people start giving scooters and things like that, where they can get a bike with training wheels. I talked about, the power of a bicycle is not only in um, how cool it is, but it provides exercise. And as we get older, and certainly in single parent families, transportation, right? It gives us another opportunity to transport. So getting our children able to be mobile and work on their motor skills is huge. And then I don't know how many slumber parties you went to, Rhiannon, but sleeping bags are really, really good for
What,
five
what
to
about
7 year
my,
olds.
what about my slumber parties?
Did you go to slumber parties?
Oh, every Thursday.
I was our house was always somehow the host house. We were always hosting everyone. So, we had extra blankets, sleeping bags, the couch, all that good
Yeah.
stuff to
I had
host.
2 younger sisters, and I never went to the slumber party, but I saw them all come to the house.
Yeah. So
No, no.
you gotta, provide a cool sleeping bag, and pillow, so you can go to slumber parties. That's really huge. So 3 to 7 or 5 to 7 is more problem solving and socializing, right?
Yeah.
And then when we get to 8 to 10 years old, that's when our children have started to develop, their areas of interests more fully. And I know Rhiannon's talked about, her experiences with modeling and with the pageantries. And by 8 to 10, I was a dancing queen, man. I danced all the time and I still do. So, by 8 to 10, we kind of want to look at art for jewelry. If we have a daughter, anything that we can help them assemble and do models, and then strategic games versus simple games, in addition to those types of areas of interest. And again, 8 to 10, their kids are growing. And so just because they got a bicycle previously, they might need a bigger bike and, trade that out. So always making sure our kids have some choices as it relates to exercise. Footballs, basketballs, 8 to 10 year old kids are just my favorites to buy for. I don't know about you guys, but they just are ready to run and have fun. And so definitely interest centric for 8 to 10 years old. And then preteens, and this is somewhere where, a lot of our preteens that we see, they're 10 to 12 year olds, right? Going on 27, right? our preteens are sensitive, and they're expanding, and they're getting secure about being a little bit more independent, and they want to be popular and have great friendships. And so acceptance, appearance is huge for preteens. So if you have a 10 to 12-year-old, help them with their personality exploration. So I think about like cameras, makeup kits, sports equipment that's more size appropriate, maybe some empowering messages on journals or calendars or things that can decorate their room really cool. I don't know.
I
What do
can
you
go
think,
off
guys?
that a little.
Get you
Yeah,
in here.
so I actually have a very special preteen in my life who I consider a little sister, even though we're not blood. I've mentioned it before. The Miss America opportunity actually has a little sister role modeling program that we get paired with a little sister to mentor. It's actually how I got started in the program at only 8 years old. So now as a miss, I get to mentor my little sister. Her name is Ava, and every year at Christmas, we actually go holiday shopping. I take her after Black Friday, and it's kind of our little way to do Christmas together. And she's really into, like you said, at that preteen age, makeup and different things at that age. So I think that's also a great thing too. If you don't know what to get someone in your life, take that quality time and say, let's go to the store and this is how much we can spend, and you pick it out. You pick what you want. And then afterwards we'll get a little special drink. Seven Brew's really popular right now, or Starbucks. And that's a great way to make memories this season too.
I also think as you get to, and I think it would be, you say preteens, we're talking 12, and then just as you hit 13, and that's usually when you're finishing up junior high school. And then you're in high school by the time you're what, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I think that's a good time to let people know about relationships and let them understand the importance of what I call the trifecta. Three words that all start with the letter T. And this is the kind of person you want to make sure that you are becoming, and it's the kind of person you want to surround yourself with. Stands for truthful, trustworthy, and transparent. And that's what we want to surround ourselves. Somebody that's always honest with us, has great integrity, and then and certainly somebody that we can trust 24/7. Doesn't matter what, they never spin it, it's there. And truthful, trustworthy, and transparent. Let people know who you are and what you're all about. No secrets, just I'm your friend, let them understand the importance of relationships now as they're getting into high school. And I don't mean just boy-girl relationships. I'm talking relationships with everybody, with their mom, their dad, their single parent, whatever it might be, with family, with friends, with siblings, and with people that they meet in the community. Because now they're going to be young adults. They're going to be out in the community. They're getting ready to prepare themselves, in most cases, to move on to college, and they'll meet people that they've never ever known in their life. And so I think relationship building is something that really is important there as you start. And so that gift of confidence and letting them know that they're capable of being anything they want to be if they work at it, because they can, anything they want. And
And also,
look in that mirror every morning and let the world know that that's the person that controls all decisions you make that day. So make good ones. I'm sorry, Rhiannon, go ahead.
no, I accidentally thought you were finished, interrupted you, so sorry about that. But I was gonna say, just off of that too, building confidence, I think, comes with decision-making skills. So if you do
Yes,
have someone that's a teenager or preteen in your life, do what me and Ava do. Take them to their favorite store and let them have a decision of picking out something, because that's great for their life skills also, of having to choose and make decisions, and that's what life's all about. So I think that's a great connection there to what
great
she was.
idea. And it teaches responsibility of who
Yep.
they are and what they're all about and how they move forward. Yeah, absolutely. Great idea.
Well, just talking about, Thanksgiving and what we're thankful for and all of our traditions, going shopping on Black Friday or Cyber Monday is certainly a big tradition.
Right.
And, we need to understand that when we give a gift card, it's not just a gift card, right? It's, I trust you. I want you to pick out something that you like. I want to be there with you so you can go buy coffee in spirit, even if I can't be there in person, or I want you to go see a movie and laugh with a friend. That's the
Yeah.
gift I'm giving you. I'm not just giving you a shallow gift card because I don't have time to invest in you. And
Right.
that time that we take it and pay it forward, hopefully, when we give gifts like that, we couple it together with what you guys are really leaning in on here, which is communication.
Well, I
And
tell you what, we have about 2.5 minutes left. So why don't you each take a minute, 45 seconds to a minute, and just kind of wrap it up. And what's the best gift that you'd like to give to everybody out there, and let them know how important the gift that you're giving them is in their life. Go ahead, Rhiannon.
Well, Stacey, I loved what you were saying about the gift cards. A lot of times people think it's just an afterthought, but sometimes it can be a really thoughtful thing to do. But what I want to leave our audience with is that a gift you give can turn into someone's passion. If you give a little boy a tool set, he might grow up to be a fixer. If you give a little girl a jewelry making set, she might open up her own jewelry set. So store one day. So I think it's very good to be cautious, and it's important what you're giving those because it's shaping and forming the young minds of our community.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Stace?
And I would just say, take the pressure off of yourself when you are being a go-giver for your family and your friends and buying gifts. It's what the gift represents that means the most, not the gift itself. And so just remember, it's the thought that counts. And this Thanksgiving, we're thinking about everybody and are very thankful for the opportunity to exchange gifts,
Right.
even as part of a Thanksgiving tradition.
Yeah, and that gift has meaning, as you both have said, and I couldn't agree with that more. It really it makes a difference. So give some thought to what the gift might be, but how it becomes special to the person that you're giving it to, and the meaning that it has behind it. And that's when it's really special. And it's more than just the gift; it's the relationship you have with the person that you're giving it to. That's the real difference maker. So, well, all I can say is Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all those good things as the holiday season approaches just around the corner, my friends. So to both of you, thanks for being the cherished friends you both are. And thanks to all of our viewers and listeners out there for this edition of Because They Matter. We can't thank you enough. Just stay safe, be well, and enjoy the upcoming holiday season. Till next time, be well.